Afternoon, everybody. Certified transmission right there. You need a transmission, call Certified. I had some questions. Wait a minute. Okay. One of the questions I got this week was, hey Skip, where's Tom Hall? I don't know. The last I heard, he was in Russia or someplace. I don't know. And he's getting ready to sail to the North Pole or somewhere, and then he's going to take a plane and go to the South Pole. I don't know where he's at. Go to his channel, Tom Hall, Tomhall on YouTube, Tom Hall. You'll see a smiling face, and you can catch his up-to-date videos of where he's at, because I really don't know where he's at. R. Swan wants me to comment on my first year of retirement. I don't know what to comment. I think she's talking about maybe my fears of when I retired. Well, I'll try to make it as short as I possibly can. I always say that, and it never works out. But I intended, like most of my followers know, I intended to work until I was 65, because just with the Medicare and all, the numbers worked out at 65 at its best for me. And so I intended to work at 65. So the last couple of years that I was working for UPS, if you don't know how the system works, they have routes that every 6 months you can bid on. It might be once a year now, but it was every 6 months when I worked there. And you can bid on them. And I don't mean bid by, I'll give you $100 for that route. It's not like that. You bid by your seniority. So the number one guy on the road list, I was a road driver. So on the road list, number one guy would pick the job that he wanted. Number two guy would pick the job that he wanted. I was number, out of like 48 drivers, I think, total, or something like that. I think I was like number 12 or 13 on the seniority list. And so when it got down to me, you could pick. Now you would think that most of these guys would pick jobs that paid the most money. When it got down to them, that's not true. They all have the reasons, because each job will have different start times. Some will start maybe at 8 o'clock in the morning. Other jobs will start at maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Some jobs get off Sunday and Monday. Other guys get off Friday and Saturday. And a few of the jobs you were off Saturday and Sunday. So there's a lot of reasons why you would bid on different jobs. I bid on a job where basically I was off from early Saturday morning all the way up until Monday evening with my time off. And I didn't take the job because of the money. I took it because it was easy. I just went to work. My trailers were generally already hooked up to the tractor. All I had to do was my paperwork, get in a tractor, and I went to Columbus, Ohio. I went there, I dropped those two, and I picked up two that came back to Indianapolis. They were going to Kansas City, actually, but I brought them back to Indianapolis. And all I had to do was park the truck and lock it up and turn the keys in, do my paperwork, and go home. I done that because I was just trying to ease my way to 65 as quietly and as easy as I possibly could. And I intended to do that till I was 65. But let's just say that with some of the changes UPS was making and requiring their drivers to do and all this and that, I just got tired of it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And so basically, at a drop of a hat, I walked out the door and told them I was done. And that was the end of that. So the reality is, when we talked about retiring and come down here, the first thing you need to know is I don't think you should go somewhere and say, okay, how much is it going to cost me to live here, and then try to budget everything to match where it is you want to live. in our case, what I done, I took my wife's retirement. We both did this. I mean, it was just a commonsensical stuff for me. And we had a gross of what our income was. We also had a nest egg, which I think everybody should have. And we had a smaller house up in the Lake Sumter area that we'd already bought. I took some of my money out of my 401k because I didn't want to take the chance on the stock market taking a big dip like it did once. And I knew that my investment in a home down here would be safe. I knew that. You're going to say, how do you know that? Well, I'm telling you, I knew that. So I paid cash for that house. I took the money out of my 401k and put it in that house over there. And we used it for a vacation home. We rented it out in the winter. The return on that investment in the winter rental was significant, and we were okay. Well, the thought came about being snowbirds. That's originally what we wanted to do. I just thought that would be a perfect life, to come down here from, say, October through April or May or whatever, and then go back up north in the summertime and, live up there. And that way we could see the kids and the grandkids once in a while. But the reality of that is, by the time I retired, most of the grandkids, or all the girls, we had 5 granddaughters, all the girls were on their own. They were all out and about, married. A couple of them had kids of their own. They moved everywhere. They had their lives. So they were working 10, 12-hour days. Some of them were working 5, 6, 7 days a week. Some of them were working full-time and going to college at night, trying to get degrees in certain things, which they did. A couple of them moved to North Dakota. They're still there. So the reality is, all of our kids and grandkids basically were gone. And they were all over the map. There was no reason for me to stay in Indiana, other than my oldest son lives there, northern part of Indiana, and a couple of grandsons live up there. So basically what we decided to do, I didn't want to worry about 2 homes, 2 property taxes, 2 insurances, 2 the stuff. And when you're on a limited income, I kept thinking, that's money I can save. When you add all that stuff up, that's a significant amount of money I can save by living in one place or the other full time. And of course, I wanted to be down here. My wife wanted to be down here for a lot of reasons. So we decided to sell that home up there, and we put that money in the bank. We sold this home over here because I needed a bigger garage and more space. And then we bought this new house here, and we put what money we had to with that. We did okay on that house. I bought that house up there for $130. Something like 5 years later, we sold it for $180. So the investment there was very good. Didn't cost us a dime really, other than just paying for the house. And then we brought all that down here, added a little bit to it from our house sale up north to pay for this one. And then that's that. But I was still worried because I went from getting a check every week, a good check, and medical insurance and all this stuff. Now, I still had my insurance with Blue Cross and Blue Shield until I was 65. Once I was 65, then my company insurance come to a halt. It was gone. And I had to go to Medicare. But my wife had to get different insurance down here. And of all the scary things, so to speak, not really scary, but nerve-wracking things, is I'm basically healthy. So, I just got into the village's health system when I came down, and it wasn't a big deal for me. But my wife has to have specific treatments every so many weeks, like every 6 weeks or something. And so the medicine she has to have is given to her by specific type of doctor. And those doctors aren't everywhere, because not everybody gets this type of medicine. And most doctors won't go to the extent of buying the license they need to be able to administer this medicine, because it's not profitable for them. And that was a little bit of a problem. She got a couple of places that would do it. One of them, me being an outspoken person like I am, it was at a cancer center up in Spanish Springs. I don't even know the name of it, don't really care. And my granddaughter was visiting here at that time, and she said, I want to go up and see Grandma. I said, well, she's up getting treatment. She said, well, let's get her a sandwich or something and take it up to her. And I said, okay. Because her treatments takes several hours, 4 to 5 on an average. This place was new. They didn't know how to administer the medicine. The lines were getting clogged up. It was taking a while. And so we got our sandwich. We went up there. I went in. The office reminded me, I swear to you, when I walked in, the first thought I had by looking around was a third world country. That's what it looked like. It was cram-packed full of all kinds of people speaking all kinds of languages that I didn't understand, none of them. I went over to the lady at the reception desk, nurse desk, and asked her where Sue was at. And she looked at me and rattled on something that I didn't understand. And so finally another lady came by and I asked her where Sue was at. She was getting treatment, so I was there to see her. And she just kind of pointed down a hallway. So we just went walking down this hallway. We went all the way to the back, and there was a door that was shut, and I opened the door up, and it had one little dim lit light in there, a lazy boy chair, an old IV bottle made of glass, which they don't even use that stuff anymore. They really don't. It's in plastic bags. And it was hanging there. And there was Sue in this dark room, all by herself. Nobody was in there, nothing. I turned the lights on, looking around in there, and there was like cobwebs up in the corner. The paint was peeling on the baseboard. Some little Puerto Rican looking guy come in there in a white coat and was standing over there in the corner doing some kind of paperwork. And I told Sue, I said, you got to do better than this. I said, you better find someplace else to get your treatments, or I'm going to get you a plane ticket every month and you can fly to Indianapolis and get this done. I said, you're not coming, on my phone, I said, you're not coming back to this dump anymore. Needless to say, when I said that, the little guy mumbled something and went out the door. And I said, well, who's that guy? And she said, that's the doctor. Well, I done said it. It was out there, made him mad, don't really care, never went back. Well, now she's with the village's infusion center here somewhere, and she says it's great, she loves it, and so now we're good to go. That's going to be your most nerve-wracking thing. Whatever doctors you think you're going to need, I don't know what your medical conditions are, but if you need a good heart doctor, or if you need hip doctor, back doctor, whatever, I don't know what it is, that's going to be your struggle right there with your insurance and stuff like that. Is how far do you want to drive for this stuff? Because you may not find what you like as a doctor inside the villages. You just may not. So, that might be something you might look into before you buy a house. Come down here on take a month. Rent a house in the summertime. Just rent a house. They're cheap in the summer. Come down for a month. And you'll get a lot of things accomplished then. One, you're going to know if you like the hot summer or not. And then two, you can go around, talk to these doctors, go to different one of them, and sit down with them and kind of figure out where you fit in at. And I'd highly recommend that, because you're going to need that and a good dentist. And I can't help you there either. I've got one. I had some implants done, and he did me a good job. It's not cheap. I don't know if he screwed me or not. I don't know. What do I know? I don't go around pricing different dentists for different things. I just want a guy that knows what he's doing, do the job right, and don't hurt me, So Sue went to the same guy that I went to, and she said she didn't have a bit of problem. She had one implant put in. Said she never had a bit of problem. So that's probably who I'm going to continue going to. But yeah, get that out of the way. Then after that, here's what I did. I was just a nervous wreck. Getting basically paid once a month. And it comes different times. One, like my Social Security comes like the third week, give or take, the third week of the month. Not everybody gets their Social Security check the first of the month. So mine comes like the third week of the month. My UPS retirement check comes the very first of the month. Whatever day that is, it's the first of every month. If the first falls on a Saturday, then I won't get it till the Monday. If the first falls on a Sunday, I won't get it till Monday. But it comes on the first, as long as it doesn't fall on a weekend or a holiday or something like that. But we came down here, we had our little savings aside, and then in our checking account, we put so much money in it. And I started out with an even figure, and I did that on purpose. And let's say it was 10 grand. I put 10 grand in a checking account. And I said, this is, after we did all the upgrades at that time. I had landscaping put in, a palm tree put in, got all that out of the way, and I knew we weren't going to spend any more for a while. So you put 10 grand in a checking account. No, this is what I did. And then out of that account is where she paid all the stuff around here. You know, I don't know, amenity fees, property tax, I don't even know what the bills are. Electric bill, I guess, stuff. And at the end of the 12-month cycle, we started that in November of 2014. So by November, Thanksgiving time of 2015, I got the checkbook out and I was looking at it. And we were about the same as what we had when we started. Maybe a little less, maybe 9,500 instead of the 10 grand. And after I seen that, I relaxed a lot because I played a lot of golf. We did buy another car because the van we had was just, it was nothing wrong with it. It's just, it was time to upgrade. And, you know, so, yeah, it was okay. Once I seen that, I relaxed a lot. I just felt better. So, okay, first year, and we're okay. And I don't know what it is about that, but it was just, I just felt so much better after that. And so then I started living, I guess you might say, a more normal life. I didn't think of the finances as much. And I just do what I do. So that's kind of my experience with retirement the first year, is that. It's a little nerve-wracking. The doctors has to come first down here if you're going to move down here. Keep an eye on your finances. Unless you got a huge amount of money coming to you or something like that, or you got a very large retirement income coming from somewhere. My whole thing has always been, you know, my dad told me this a long time ago, and I guess I never forgot it, and I still live that way. It's not how much money you make, but it's what you do with it. And down here, I'm going to say, it's really not how much money you make, it's how much debt do you have. And you need to get rid of it. If you're concerned that you ain't going to have enough income to go from month to month to month to live here, then the only other thing you can do is trim the debt. If you've got credit card debt, get rid of it. If you have a car payment, get rid of it. If you have a house payment, you know, get rid of it. I mean, you have to trim the debt. You can't, unless you want to go to work, back to work down here and make extra income, which I did that the first year too. I don't know why. When you retire, it's hard to sit back and do nothing. And so I worked part-time down here as a gate guard. I guess that's what you call them, gate guard. And that's not a lot of money, but you can make an extra $500-600 a month. It's all part-time work. And I did that for a while. But yeah, that's really all I can tell you. I wish I could help you. I don't have your answer. Everybody's life's different. Everybody's financial situation is different. So I'll just say good luck to you, and I hope some of that helps. What is that? Carol Apostolos? Home. Oh, he was asked about home upgrades. He said, it looks like all the homes down here are built with the basic things in it, basic concrete stuff, like the countertops are formica. Most of the floors are linoleum. What we call linoleum. Down here they call them laminate floors, I guess. No, what do they call that? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. That is true down here. There's reasons for it because every home down here is on a slab and it's on sandy soil. So things shift a little bit here and there. But no, if you're talking about buying a brand new home, I've toured a lot of homes. I haven't did video of all of them, but I've been invited to different people's homes that's had the parties and whatever that that I've looked at, and that's not true because no two homes are really the same. The design of the interior of the home is basically the same. Like I said, a gardenia, it has a certain floor plan. That's what a gardenia is. But they're all not the same. Some gardenias, if the guy or girl was having it built and they wanted to have it 2 foot bumped out this way and they had the property to do it with, and they wanted to add on to the back of the house and go 4 foot that way, they can do that. And if you're having a home built, you can go in and pick out custom design stuff. You can say, I don't, when you have this house, it'll have a base price and it comes with this, a selection of stuff. But if you want to upgrade the flooring to say tile throughout the house, it'll cost you X amount more dollars to get that done. If you want to upgrade the laminate countertops to granite throughout the house, it'll cost you X amount of dollars to do that. I mean, it's like any other house you have built. So yeah, you can upgrade that stuff. What do they charge? Well, I can't answer that. No kids, two kitchens are the same size. It's probably so much a foot for granite. It's probably so much a square foot to put in a tile on the floor. So, I mean, I can't answer how much extra it's going to cost you, but no, you don't have to. Now, if you buy a pre-built home, a brand new home that's already built, the way you see it is the way you're going to buy it. You can't go into a house that's there for sale, say for $300,000, and say, oh, I like this house, but I want the carpet taken out and put this tile in. Can you do that? I don't know if the villages will do it. You're going to pay for it, but I'm going to say no, they probably won't do it because they built the house, there it is, they're moving on. And if you want it done, you got to buy the house and hire some company to come in, tear it out, and put whatever it is you want down. That's what I had to do. So there's options there. If you're building a new house, buy the lot, pick out the design, the floor plan you want, the house model you want, whatever it may be, and then go down to the design center and then work with them, and they'll help you design the way you want it done, and then go from there. John and Jan Olson, they want Romaldo's contact number. I've gave this number out many times on my videos. I keep an eye on this because I wonder what to do sometimes with videos. It just tells me when somebody asks for, and I'm more than glad to give it to you, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying. It just tells me that if somebody keeps asking for Romaldo's phone number to do the garage floors and whatever, that they're not watching my older videos, because I've mentioned Romaldo's name and phone number on videos a dozen times. So they're not watching other videos, which makes me wonder if I should even keep those other videos around. So let me dig it out here. I gotta go to the phone book here. Romaldo driveway design. Here we go. Once again, write it down. Pause. I'm just joking. 352-455-9614. 352-455-9614. And tell Romaldo I sent you. He's going to be at my house November 19th, I think it is. I'm going to work with him on some kind of a design to go. I already got my garage floor done a long time ago, but I think I'm about due to get my driveway done and the sidewalk done, and I want a little special area done in front of the entry door at the house. So I think I'm going to get that done. At least I'm going to talk to him about it. Emily H. I don't know if you watch every video. I know you're here in the villages now. Hey, sweetie, I've left you 2 emails, or in your comments. I answered your comments, and where you asked if I had time to meet you on a meet and greet. I think it was Friday and Saturday or something, because you're leaving Sunday or whatever. And I sent you one back saying yes. And then you sent me another one asking where at and what time and so on and so forth. And I sent you another one back asking if I answered that. And I haven't heard from you. So I don't know if you're reading the replies, and you're probably not, because the only way I can reply to you is on the video, because I don't know your email address. And you do know my email address, it's on every video. But I don't know your email address. So unless you send me an email where I can actually reply directly to you, apparently you're not reading the comments, and unless you click that little bell when you subscribe, when you hit the subscribe button, there's a little bell next to it. If you don't click on that bell, you won't get notified that I left you a comment. So I'm leaving this on here. Hopefully you're watching the videos while you're down here, and if you are, Emily H, that's all I know. I've sent my reply to you twice and I'm not hearing from you. So if we don't do a meet and greet, it's not my fault. And what else was it? Maybe that was it. That could be it. I wanted to thank my subscriber I've got in Australia. I forgot to get the envelope. It's got his name on it. Darn it, I forgot that. Sorry. But anyway, he said he was out shopping and he saw this calendar about these heavy hauling trucks. And knowing that I'm a retired trucker, he thought I'd get a kick out of it. And I did. Those are called trains, by the way. Those are the Outback trains that they take down across Australia. Many, many years ago, when I was a young lad, I had a chance to go down there with a company to do that for a couple of months. I never went. I wish I would have now. But yeah, the thing that I find really interesting on this, more than anything, is being it's a Australian calendar, they have all these different holidays on here that I don't even know what they are. Alice Springs Show Day, Tennant Creek Show Day, Catherine Show Day. I don't know. August the 5th, Bank Holiday, and Picnic Day. Somewhere I was looking, oh here it is, Father's Day. Father's Day down there is September the 1st. I think that's kind of weird. Oh, and then on Monday, September 30th, on a Monday, it's the Queen's birthday. Interesting. That's what I found fascinating about this. But hey, thanks for the calendar. I really appreciate it. I'm still looking at a lot of things on there. Also, I'm still looking at that book that I got from Ryan called Florida for Boomers or something like that. I'm still reading on it. I'm looking some things up. I'm kind of making notes, marking the pages of things I think might interest you. It talks about other places to retire. Trying to get some information about that. So anyway, there's the questions for today, and I'll get this thing posted. My videos in the future may start slowing down a little bit from 5 days a week to maybe 3 or 2 or maybe only 1. The place is getting really, really crowded this year because the people down at Finney that's buying them new houses, they don't have nowhere to go. They got to come up here. And so it's getting really, really crowded, and these open houses and the home shows are just swamped with people. And it's just getting too hard for me to go in and walk around with all these people and do a video and things like that. So they may start slowing down, or I'll try to figure out maybe a few other things to video that might interest you. I don't know, but we're going to work on it. I'll do the best I can do. Sue's going today, and I'm not golfing tomorrow. I took tomorrow off. I'm going to stay home and do some work around here. I think I am golfing Wednesday, beer day Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday I can have a meet and greet with Emily if she ever answers me. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. Oh, we did have a couple meet and greets with some people this last weekend. One of them was up at Evans Prairie, and then we met 2 young ladies down at the Bluefin restaurant that just come here after a cruise. And they were all heading home. One of them lived in California, and I believe the other one lived in Venice. And I want to say Venice, Italy. I could be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, they were a kick. And so anyway, we enjoyed meeting them, had a good time with them, and we enjoy meeting everybody. We really do. The different personalities, the different people we meet. We've had fun with all of them. Appreciate meeting all of you. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to let somebody else close this video for me.
Hi from the Villages. This is Marianne and Frank, and we'd like to say hi to Mike and Katrina and Aiden in Boynton Beach, Florida, and to Jenny and Matt and Ethan and Owen up there in Manhattan, Illinois. and
We'll see you on the other side.